Hello everybody and welcome back to another classic constructed video. Today we have Chane versus Boltyn. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this deck. This is the Chane deck that we took to a road to Nationals here in Texas and we won with it. So had some decent success on this deck. Did actually have not played it into Boltyn outside of testing. So it should be pretty interesting. I'm going to talk about three pretty important cards in the Chane matchup. This is sort of an aggro matchup, so you might see a consistency, hear a consistency with what I say about aggro matchups, a bit of a Mon Casino or Mon variance. So the most important the most important cards in most aggro matchups for Chane are going to be Art of War. The more Art of Wars you draw, the more likely you are to win, and the faster you win. It's just a really important card, very modal. The Banish is incredibly good in Chane because you can play that card and Banish as well. So +1, usually the one you choose, but also go again. This will kind of segue into Shadow Puppetry as well. Is I think that the more go agains that you draw in Chane, usually the more powerful your turns are. It's actually really what breaks down the mirror is kind of who draws more go agains, who draws more Art of Wars. And then we have Plunder Run. Plunder Run is really interesting. There's a lot of decks in this format, especially aggro decks that don't want to be blocking. Plunder Run, especially in a deck like Chane, presents usually a few relevant on-hit triggers, all, of course, being the draw trigger, but you can usually spread it out across 3 attacks, or maybe just 2 on a single turn, which is pretty devastating. Obviously, the +3 in a deck like Chane is quite good as well, taking your breakpoint of 4 up to 7. Usually, a lot of the attacks in Chane do come in for 4. We are playing with a Nebula Blade, so you're going to see a lot of non-tech actions in this deck. We're trying to turn on the Nebula Blade, come in for 4. We basically have a recyclable on-hit trigger in the form of Nebula Blade, and we'll have cards that do benefit from that arcane damage. In terms of armor, very, very standard. We've got the Arcanite Skullcap, Carrying Husk, Grasp of the Arknight, and Snapdragon Scalers. Snapdragon Scalers, like we talked about the go again, Carrying Husk, it is essentially a time walk. In most of these formats, it's going to be really good if we do get, or start getting smacked like a Lumina or something like that. And Grasp is mostly a blocking card, but making a Rune Chant is something this deck does do a lot. And actually, I think a lot of the complexity with Chane, where you can get an edge, is correctly sequencing your Rune Chant off the Grasp of the Arknight. And Arcanite Skullcap, purely just a blocking card. Of course, against Boltyn, the Arcane Barrier 3 will not be relevant. But that deck this not the exciting deck, right? Hayden, why don't you tell us about Boltyn?
Yeah, well, I think, Boltyn has been a deck we've seen come through in the early part of the Road to Nationals a little bit stronger than maybe we might have expected. And this is a matchup that I've played in testing, but again, to Brent's point, haven't played as much recently. I think to be honest up front, I think it is a tougher matchup. So we're going to see how we go here. You might see me play maybe a few different lines than what people might be used to, trying to navigate this matchup. Basically, like Brent called out a really important card for him, Plunder Run. And the reason I want to say that card is so important is that we don't want to be blocking, to Brendan's point. The reason is if we start blocking, that's an extra shackle. It's an extra turn that Brendan gets. We want to try and put as much pressure on before Brendan starts to hit consistency. The more shackles, the more consistency he's going to be able to play out of. Consistently, he's going to be able to play out of his Banish, which is not what we want to be. Once we get to that point, it's going to be very difficult for us. So the first 3 turns are going to be really key for us in this matchup. And saying that, some of the key cards that come in, obviously ability to charge and push the go wide is really important. So Take Flight, really important card for us here. Via the Vanguard, a card that's going to let us charge up that soul, but also allow us to push damage. With Raiden, with other attack actions, is really strong. Lumina Ascension, Lumina is a card that has a lot of high upside. It's going to force Brendan to probably block with Husk or with cards from hand to try and stop us getting multiple hits in, gaining a couple of life, getting some cards back in soul. And that's how we can sort of try and keep that sort of train running, I guess. If we ever get 2 of these at once, that's obviously pretty strong for us. But even if we're able to chain these turns together, it's going to be very strong. We do have a card I don't have out here, but the Beacon is a card that can go and search that up if need be. So we've got a few options. We just need to be pretty aggressive, try and get on the front foot. Yeah. So saying that, I just wanted to quickly say, so this is this list actually. Shout out to Jason Lai from New Zealand. I've grabbed his list from the Road to Nationals Week 1. Jason's a player that I actually played at the ProQuest in Auckland 2 months ago. We met and I liked his Boltyn list I saw then, and I know he's just obviously top 8 of this Road to Nationals. So I thought I'd grab his list and play it here as well. Cards we're not playing, we've omitted Defense Reaction Package, so we do have, Sink Belows, Steel Blade Shunts, Soul Shields, Energy Potions not coming in here either. just want to be as aggressive as possible. Just want to have high count of light cards, have good ways to charge, and just put some pressure on and try and get some good turns. Sink some good turns past Brendan.
Good luck.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. Would you like odd or even, Brendan?
I'll take odd.
It's a 1. It's the first 1 I've rolled today.
Definitely not.
We just prior to this, we just filmed the Livia gameplay that you'll see before this go up, and just a little nod to some of the roles in that game.
So, to go first or to go second? If I go second, the integrity of my hand will not be too compromised by Hayden, but he will get the Arsenal card. His deck loves to play 5-card hands. It also likes to have a card in Soul, and I'll be a shackle behind. So, with that, I do think that I will be going first.
Sure. Yeah. I think that's correct. I think I want to be going first. I want to not have Brendan have the first shackle. I don't mind taking a little bit of damage if it stops his momentum, and I would love to get a card into my arsenal and a card into my soul. So a little bit disappointed to be losing the die roll there. All right. Over to you then, since you so rudely denied me the ability to go first.
Make a rune chant.
Oh.
Shackle. On this one. An interesting choice for the Arsenal card here.
I thought Brendan had frozen there for a second. I was like, huh?
Probably the longest I've thought all of my turns combined in the past week. But the first turn can be quite interesting. It can also be very simple, but on this one, it's just what I want to filter out. Because whatever I filter, I'm never seeing again.
That is true in this matchup. Yeah. It's be a very, very quick matchup for sure.
Arsenal pass.
Okay. Brendan's made a decision. We'll take up the tunic and start our turn. Didn't get to filter, but actually our hand's not terrible, so I'm kind of okay with it. Really interesting sequence here, though. Which card we pitch here? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and I think this card seems more important to me. Pitch Bolt of Courage and take flight, charging Beacon of Victory. So coming in for 4 with Gogan.
4 with Ko again. It's 4, 3, 7 total. Sort of reasonable for us. Block like this. We're just gonna go ahead and block for 2 with a non-attack action.
Yep. So taking 2.
38.
And then we'll come in, since we had natural go again, we'll come with Raiden for 3.
Yeah, block for 2. Take 1.
It's annoying.
It's a plunder on. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll pass. Yeah, we really want to get the damage in early and for Brendan to, be able to block out some damage and not trigger Boltyn for us. It's a bit annoying.
Shackle. Never good. Shackle up.
Yeah.
Unhallowed Rites, 1 and 4. I'm gonna put this blue seeds on the bottom.
Yeah, you slapped that card down.
Yeah. Bit of a card slapper myself.
Okay, so 4 and 1. We're gonna take all of it. 35. So 39 and 35.
Wow. Hayden has now just told us, "Sir, I don't want to block." So they go, "Okay, sir. Give us some cards." Gonna conquer for 6.
That's frustrating.
That's frustrating, he says. It's frustrating.
Why can't you just have really mediocre turns with the on-hit effects are so crucial into aggro decks.
I think this card is obviously like I think Command and Conquer is actually overplayed.
Oops.
That being said, it's pretty good in this meta, and we actually talk about this sometimes on the pod. There's a lot like like either the decks you play against they don't want to block because they're aggro decks, or they play a ton of defense reactions. So we're in this like really polarizing meta where Command and Conquer is kind of good against everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of a funny statement. I was like everybody be like, yeah, of course Command and Conquer is good. What do you mean?
Yeah, but people aren't playing it, and there's been considerations to not play it. So anyway, we're going to block for 7 here. Skullcap is turned on.
Sure. Yep.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I was really keen on having a nice juicy 5 card hand there. We had a lot of damage output potentially. As it stands though, we won't have it. I'll pitch Cataclysm to take flight, charging this battlefield. Actually, this is interesting.
Hayden loves to show his opponents his entire hand before he takes it back.
Well, so I just had a play lined up, but I think this isn't 1 extra damage, which is pretty important. 2, 3, 4. And at the moment, I don't want to be losing cards from my soul. So, yep, coming in for 4 with go again.
4 with go again.
Yeah, 1 resource left.
Resource left. Just like it's only 1 more. Okay, yeah, because the Valiant. Got it. So we have 4. It's actually a pretty big turn.
This is the guy who just went 11 damage with Command and Conquer.
Says that guy, correct. Take 4.
Yep.
33.
Yeah, and then we'll Battlefield Blitz. So
Yep.
charge his turn, so 5 with go again.
Take 5.
Yep. So 28.
Yep.
Oops. And then we'll come in for 3 with Raiden since we've charged his turn.
No blocks.
Yep, 25. Yep, and over to you.
Alright, Soul Shackle trigger. See a Rift Bind and a Blue Plunder run. Does that make anything more interesting? Probably not.
Tunic should be on 2. I'm just going to take it up.
Sure.
Definitely don't want to be missing that.
We'd really do something degenerate if we had another blue, but we do not.
Slime on me. Definitely shouldn't be missing my junior triggers there, but in the best interest of playing this matchup and trying to show how these go, I'm going to take the tunic up. I'm actually a big fan of like leaving some sort of reminder on the table for myself if I can. You know, you can't write notes or anything during games, but you can put a dice on top of your deck or something to help you.
Okay.
Remember some triggers.
Yeah, we'll play a Seeds of Agony. Shackle.
Yep.
Meet and greet. 1 and 4 with go again.
Yep, so obviously we know where to block Arcane, so we'll get into 34. Oops, 34. We really want to try and set up a hand.
What were you at?
Was it
35?
Yeah, so 34 now, and just
5 total.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the meet and greet block. So I take 1 from the seats, and now meet and greet is coming in for an attack. So no rune chunk currently. Yeah.
We could have not shackled there. It actually would have presented less information to our opponent, which is interesting.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and block with this beacon and the Greyforge braces.
Sure.
For 4.
Blade you for 4.
Yep, and Rift Bind. Bit of an awkward hand for us. We could come in for 3. It's not very impressive. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go to 24 and try and push damage.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, it's worth 2 damage, so we're going to block for 6 here with 2 cards. Yeah. No charge cards in his hand, which is kind of where we can get sort of the downfall of this deck. Yeah.
24.
Yep. 24. Yeah, we can definitely face some issues with not finding charge cards. We're just going to tick up Tunic, set Arsenal and pass.
Okay. Soul Shackle Trigger. Seeds, Meet and Greet, Riftbind. Oh, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Pulling run out of Arsenal, red.
Yeah, well, it's going to be very good here.
Yeah. Okay. So we just think here. What's the best way to do this?
Yeah, I think we need to draw reasonably well in this matchup. Like, we need pressure every turn. We need to be hitting our charge cards. We need to be hitting a big hand at some point with like a Luminous Ascension. Very difficult without those things kind of going our way.
Okay.
Just struggling a bit on the line here.
Seeds out of hand.
Oh.
Seeds out of Vanish. Shadow Puppetry.
Yep.
Riftbind for 10.
Yeah, slap that card down.
Slapping the crap out of these cards.
Me and Brendan just had a conversation about slapping cards.
He's like, hey, stop slapping your cards. I was like, I'd never slap my cards.
So for 10?
Yeah. I think the more damage I'm presenting, the harder I slap.
I think you've picked that up from Dan Mackay, to be honest.
Cheeky slap.
Cheeky slap, yeah. For 10, okay, with going after Shadow Puppetry. So we actually have like just a terrible hand where we can't basically present any damage because we have no charge card and 3 reds and a yellow. So just going to go ahead here and block for 10 with this Battlefield Blitz red, Bolting Blade, and Courage and Plunder Run.
Sure, and I'll shackle up.
Yep.
I'll Riftbind for 7.
Yeah, so we took some arcane damage, sorry, right? So
yeah, sorry, you took 2 arcane.
Yeah, so we're on 32, and then we're down to 25.
All right, draw.
7. Yep.
Wow, that's nice. Interesting. Really punish Hayden here. Or we can set up for our next turn, which is probably better. He's just gonna pass over to us. I think a nice arsenal.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've just drawn back-to-back really bad hands. Can't put any pressure on.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and blade you for 4.
Yep.
You can go visit.
21.
Predator Rune Chance.
Yep.
Arsenal.
Yeah, our turns just pass. Draw back up.
Very nice.
Yeah, so
1, 2, 3,
Jesus.
4. Sorry, that's quite loud. Actually, I flip real loud. 2 seeds. All right, what are we doing here?
Definitely. So I guess the way we can get back into this game is hope that Brennan's hand is kind of trash. He's drawn like, I don't know, 3 or 4 reds off the top. Which would allow us to play a 5-card hand, which is really what we need here. We need to try and be able to play 5-card hands. We just haven't been able to amass much so far in this game.
Definitely. We shall see. Slightly interesting. So I can't do one thing. Seeds. Shadow of Ursa, banishing yellow seeds.
Yeah, okay. So 2 and 3 arcane.
3 arcane and 2, yeah, like you said.
Yeah, it's pretty comical. Brendan still has all his equipment up here.
Of course. What do you mean? I never let my equipment go. You've presented just raw damage and no triggers, though, so
Yeah,
it's pretty
exactly.
standard.
Yeah. I also just only have one, 1.5 turns of damage, unfortunately. Yeah, okay, so we'll take the 3 to 18 and then down to 16 as well.
So, once again, our opponent, Mr. Dale, has told us that he does not want to block, so we will shackle up to 5 and command and conquer for 6.
Oh, Brendan's always got it. He's always got it exactly when he needs it.
But so what's funny is with our
yeah.
setup, I can't see his face. Oh, I did. Well, my shadow verse is out of Arsenal, so yeah, I just drew that now. Don't worry.
Wow, okay.
I can't see his face, so like I just have to like assume that he's smiling.
I'm doing something.
Doing something.
We have to keep these. So we'll take flight block, plunder on block, and skullcap block. So blocking for 6 here.
Yep. Arsenal pass. Take 1 blood debt.
Yeah.
23.
23. 23 plus 16.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
We could have kept the take flight instead of this bolt of courage. Maybe. Yeah, I think we should have to keep this take flight instead of this bolt of courage. Sorry, Brendan, otherwise I can't present attacks on my turn. So just block with the bolt of courage to take flight. Sorry, I was just making up.
That's the biggest take back of the century.
So we'll tunic here. That's alright. You were
Sorry.
taking 10 years to count, so.
I love it. It's alright. It's alright, mate.
Going for 3 with go again.
Yeah, I'll take the 3.
I was just on tilt from you just drawing the right cards at the right time. Sure.
Yeah, take 3.
20. And then we'll come with Raiden for 3.
Sure, no blocks.
Sure, 17. Your turn.
Yep. Alright, flipping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, only hit twice. Will it be enough? Probably. Plunder on that arsenal.
Yeah.
Is he smiling yet?
This is how Brendan 9 knows the Road to Nationals.
Is he smiling yet?
I'm definitely smiling.
Let's go. Okay, so 7 plus 1. Oh wow.
I think we hit this turn. Well, we're at least going to lose a hand and then the game's over, so unfortunately.
Don't speak too soon. We'll see. Okay, shackle up.
I think you can really see, though, that the game is decided, in this matchup, it's really decided in the first 3 turns, though. You need to be putting a lot of pressure on, force them to ask, force them to,
1 and 7.
Sure, so this is shackled, coming in for 1 and 7.
Yep.
Okay, so take the arcane to 15.
Yep.
And then Snapdragons as well. Yep, no blocks.
Sure.
8.
I will tell you that because he did not, he did not. I mean, he can't really block us, but we're gonna be able to do some degenerate stuff because of the way that.
Well, you'd be able to do it anyway. Even if I block there, you're still going to be able to force a draw card because you've got 12 damage.
True.
I have a card that blocks 2. I guess like a tunic, but it's still awkward. I can't do it in a very nice fashion.
Let's get quite gross though. Yeah, make a rune chant. Unhallowed Rites. We'll put the seed at the bottom. 1 and 4.
Sure, I'll go to 7 and then I'll declare no blocks.
Reactions, yeah. Yep.
I got no reactions. If you want to pass, this fine by me. I'll 4 to 3. If you don't want to Snapdragons.
Okay. E-strike for 5.
With go again or draw a card?
Go again.
Okay, sure.
Nice try, guy.
Alright, well that one I do have to block. Move to block with 2 cards as well. Otherwise you can just... Oh, you've already created a room chant this turn though.
Yep.
Cards in hand?
2.
So if we go to 1, get 3 card hand. Yeah. We just block 3, go to 1. Can't really be playing around vexing or anything like that. Arcane damage.
Block
Blade
3,
is
go
blade.
to 1. I had you at 4. Did I mess that up? Oh, because you took 5. What'd you have yourself out for?
I
I
was at 8, took 1 from the rights, and then yeah.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, I think I missed the rune chant. So down to 1.
Oh, you had me at yeah. I think you just moved the rune chart. Yeah, so I'm at 1.
Yeah.
1 plays 17.
And you have how many cards in hand?
I have 3 cards in hand.
I'll E-strike for 7. I haven't played any Art of Wars, by the way. People say you need to draw Art of War to win the game. Nah.
Sure. I mean, this. Yeah, I'll just block 8.
Yep.
Your turn.
Cool. Pretty nice. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So no Art of Wars this game. Will it be enough? Will it be enough is the question. Yeah, get this out of here. So we got 3 there.
Brennan can be a bit slow to the uptake when people are dead on board.
People are dead on board. Oh my goodness, this guy.
I'm on 1.
Bad manners. I know. You just need to create a rune chant.
You do just need to create a rune chant.
Be a skull cap. So I don't just need to
create
create
a skull cap.
Nice try on the bait. Yeah. Shadowverse banishing Ghost of Visit.
Yep. Coming for 2. We'll block with Courageous for 2.
It's a good lesson though. Never listen to your opponent. Because sometimes they're Hayden Dale and they're a big fat liar. Yeah. Well, I will play a Howl, pitching Seeds of Agony. I'll shackle up and come in for 7.
Just as a blue seeds, 1, no resources left, coming for 7.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and block for 7 with Tunic as well.
Yep, sure. And then I'll play the Ghost of Visit for 4.
Yep, and then we did.
Yep.
Yeah, look, this matchup is tough. Unfortunately, it was a bit of a non-game that we drew double, like back-to-back hands with no charge, so we couldn't actually just take damage. Even if we wanted to on the turn that we finally had the charge cards, obviously Brennan had the Command and Conquers to Plunder Run to punish us. We did have the Luminous set up in Arsenal, so we did have the setup to push. But basically, like this matchup is very, very difficult just because obviously Chane has really high output of damage. They have relevant on-hit effects with Plunder Runs and Command and Conquers, Mean Greets, the weapon, and we don't really want to be blocking. And then the other tough part for us as well is that if we find some of these hands where we don't get the ability to charge, you know, where we obviously can't be setting up limited turns without charge. So it is very difficult. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I felt like I sat on the end of a non-game there, but you can kind of see how the matchup can go. And I guess, you know, the first 2 turns were fine for us. That's exactly what we need. Get a card to Arsenal, get some pressure. You really do want to be going first in this matchup, I think, is my belief. But yeah, all round, just a bit tougher, I think, especially when the Chane player knows how to play this matchup. You can see there, even though we did won a couple of turns and Brennan had a couple of good turns. You know, he did banish the Outer Wars. He's still got all of his equipment left. So, you know, it's definitely obviously very one-sided there.
Yeah, 3 Art of Wars banished, but that Riftbind turn was disgusting.
It's good.
Yeah, Riftbind for 10. and then for 7 that was really the key. Yeah, I mean, that's straight off the draw. Like, it's just ridiculous. I mean, obviously, I drew the shadow puppetry, and then I banished the 2 seeds. So like, but that's the crazy part. Is I don't know. We have like all these predictable ways that we talk about Chane doing damage, and then like there's variance because we're playing Monarch, and then you can see stuff like that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, good game. Sorry, Hayden. I interrupted you.
I was just gonna say. I just wanted to say I do think the matchup is winnable for Boltyn. I just do think that it is a tougher matchup. You know, you need some things to go your way. You probably need a very tight build. I think this build that Jason's got here is a pretty good build. I would maybe try and up the count on the charge cards slightly. But yeah, no, I think it's strong, and I can see this playing really well into other decks in the format. I like that you have the defense reaction package in the sideboard as well, which is quite cool. Yeah, overall, I quite like the deck.
Awesome.
I'll let you close out.
Yeah, we are uploading. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay, by the way. But we are uploading tons more gameplay to the YouTube channel. You know, putting doing a big push and focus on the Arsenal Pass YouTube channel with deck techs, gameplay. We did a little bit of a deck tech on this Chane deck. So if you want to check that out, it's on the probably maybe a week ago or a little bit less. I'm not sure when this video is going up. But if you guys are enjoying the gameplay and the deck techs, if you shoot a subscription, it means a lot. We've been getting a lot of positive feedback. And just really, really good reception and engagement. So we've decided to kind of push more on this end, and it's been awesome. I obviously, gave a little thing to my hair because we hit 500, and I think that Hayden will be joining me at 1,000. Originally, it was supposed to be Hayden at 500, but, I stepped up and made it happen. So shoot a subscription if you enjoy the content, and there's tons more to come. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
Yep, I'm off to lick my salty wounds. See you later.